Our last peaceful stroll of the day now. It's 6:30 p.m. Come on, lad. We'll stay in the shade now as much as we can on the way back. And it's, appearance-wise, it's been a relatively clear day up until the last hour or two here, where I am in Fordham anyway, folks. It started off kind of promising with a bit of blue. But then the last 2 hours here has just been given over to these aircraft again. And I would love to go out for a reasonable walk and not have to get the camera out of the pocket, not have to report on the shit that's taking place, folks. But there you go. I love nature and I love the patterns on everything. I love the design that's supposed to have come from a fucking Big Bang, folks. Everything here has its purpose and has its place and is in its place. But being displaced, folks, cruelly by these fake rulers that think that they can rule the world when all they're doing, like I say, is crueling it, folks. All these weeds everywhere, folks. There are just vegetation, plants and flowers that people don't want. You know, then we're told shouldn't exist. The beauty of these yellow buttercups, they call them here, I find fascinating. And you can eat them, folks. Most of the stuff within reason, here, you can eat. You know, if you're sensible and you know what you're doing. You can forage. And again, people are still getting in touch with me saying, have you heard Texas is banning chemtrails? Have you heard this place is banning them? Have you heard Robert Kennedy's banning them? And it's all nonsense, folks. It's run by the military industrial complex, yeah, which is stakeholders, investors in this technology, in this agenda, folks. And they want returns on that investment, and they're not going to stop, no matter what. They are living for the promise of untold riches and wealth from off of it. And it's not going to stop, no matter what. And like I say, if I know, and have known since 2011, that about geoengineering, about chemtrails, about stratospheric aerosol injections, and about this solar shield nonsense and all the rest of it, folks. If I've known, you're going to got to look into that and you can see this misted shroud of shit again, folks. And believe me, if I've known about it, then the likes of Robert Kennedy Jr. and Donald Trump and all them, you know, they can fucking fake it as much as they want and pretend that they're not really sure what's going on, but they'll do something. They know. If I know, they definitely know. They have to do. They're in a position to fucking know. I'm not, yet I do. I'm in no position at all. Yeah, I managed to find it all out. I managed to access the patents. I managed to access all the information needed about all the crimes, not just this one. But people keep sending me messages saying Kennedy's banning them, Texas is banning them, Sweden's banning them, this, that and the other thing. And nothing's getting banned, folks, because the military-industrial complex rules the roost. And they have no intentions of stopping this stuff beyond 2050. Yeah, is that how forward-thinking, far-sighted they are? So there's the sun now shrouded and misted in this crapperoony, as I call it. And then another thing about Kennedy and Trump, they're talking about these jabs and the dangers of them and the fact that they want certain jabs taken off the agenda, and people are praising that and sending me messages saying, oh, Kennedy's banning jabs, and he's not. And to be honest with you, folks, when you listen to the likes of Noah Yuval Harari and all these other so-called experts. The new technology allows for you to be vaccinated digitally, especially if you've got a MAC address. If you've got the wireless body area network up and running, then you can be targeted by these beamforming systems, and you can be targeted to produce proteins that do the same fucking thing and worse. I was going to say better then, but there's no such fucking thing, folks. So when Kennedy's now, if he promises that he's going to stop them all, especially the childhood jabs, if he's promising to stop this, that and the other thing, then it's because he's in with the likes of Elon Musk, who are now investing in digital jabs, digital vaccination. Now I've said the word, they'll probably either take the video off or terminate the channel now because I've used that fucking word, but you know, so be it. I'm not bothered anymore. I've done my bit. I can hold my head up beyond the ridicule, and I've had a fair share of that, believe me. Not just from people on the internet either, folks, but from people closer to home. I'll leave it at that. But just take a look at this here, folks. The sun's going down again into that chemical shrouded frown. So don't place any trust in any of these politicians, because you'll find the politicians, even unbeknownst to them, are stakeholders. Yeah, they're not just investors. Some of them are in it for the money. Yeah, the vast amounts of money they're being paid with all these green deals and all the rest of it, yeah? They're put in positions with promises of riches and great wages, like the doctors. Yeah, so they are stakeholders, even if they're not investors, because without the promise of that wealth, they wouldn't be doing what they were doing. And don't place any faith in any new whistleblowers, folks. The time for whistleblowers was 40 fucking years ago, especially when it comes to this geoengineering and the jabs. They should have been shouting and screaming a long time ago because they knew. Yeah, did nothing. A lot of them took part in all this. And only when the shit decides to hit the fan, they shit themselves and then decide, oh, I better become a whistleblower. I better become a people's hero. And they're not. The whistleblowers are the ones that were screaming about this from the moment they fucking learned about jabs and about fluoride and about fucking medications in general and about oxycodone and all that bollocks. Poisoning of the water, poisoning of the air, poisoning of the food, poisoning of the fucking education system and the mind. And that up there in the air, folks. Anyone that blew the whistle on that 20, 30, 40 years ago, yeah, is a hero. And if they're not here now, if they've died in between, then they died a hero. But these fuckers now that are coming out, because there's nothing left to lose except lose everything, yeah, so they're now deciding to try and cash in by being a fucking whistleblower. And I despise that even more than anything. But these telltale lines are everywhere. That's almost 10 minutes now of waffling on. Well, like I said, we came out with the intentions of just having a nice quiet 40 minutes up the lane, try and keep in the shade where possible. And the breeze from these trees here, you can see, it's nice. But I can't resist picking up a camera and taking it with me. Despite the fact Debbie says, leave it, just go. You know, and then, you know, there's something else to capture. And these videos, as shitty as they are, it's just me getting it off my chest. you know. And lots of people are grateful for the information. Lots of people tell me they've learnt from it, especially in 2020 when I had the old big YouTube channel with all those thousands upon thousands of videos I did. 6,500, 7,000 videos just on the one channel that I'd produced in a relative short amount of time. And I was talking about the scamdemic from before it started to it starting and through to terminating that channel. But a number of people have got in touch and said if it weren't for me, they would have succumbed to that nonsense. But they listened to me and they listened to Debbie, watched what we were doing, watched what we were saying, and they did the fucking research. Yeah, and they learned everything that we were saying was factual and actual. Anyway, like I say, I'll shut up. And from here on, folks, it really is every man for himself. Because there's no herding. Yeah? There were no followers to what we're saying. No one really wants to know. People are blindsided. People are deaf on purpose, dumb on purpose, beyond stupid on purpose, and just couldn't give a fuck on purpose, folks. Same with people that smoke cigarettes alone. Despite the fact that on packets over here in the UK of these cigarettes, there are pictures of diseased hearts and lungs and cancers, tumours and things like that. People still buy them packets and have them in the pocket, have them in the bag, and see them things every time they pull them out and still smoke, you know. It is what it is, isn't it, with them? But hopefully at some point we will have made our difference, folks. A little bit of a... See if I can... There we go. All this crap here. All this jizzy stuff here. Every bit of it, yeah? And there's humongous nonsense up in the area from these aircraft. Right, come on. We'll not go any further now. It's too warm. Let's get you back. So anyway, thanks for listening, folks. And to those of you that say they have learned something from me, you know, then it's a great thing to know, folks. Because I've had to educate myself. Yep. I've had the hardest education of all. I've had to sit down and learn all this stuff myself and try and remember as much. But with me not having the best retention of facts and figures and dates and things, folks, I excel because I can write everything down into ledgers. I can type it up. I can PDF it, and I can publish a book anytime I choose, folks. And that's not me being clever. So we have an aircraft here. That's just me doing the right thing, folks. You can see it leaving some trail. You can see where it's switched off here. But it is switching back on again here by the looks of things. So we'll keep on filming again. We've now got to the 14-minute mark. People must be pissed off with me keep doing this. But you know, I have to capture it, folks. I have to have that evidence, because it's one of the most denied things ever, even though it's in plain sight. Yeah, PLANE, and plain shite, that's what I call it, folks. I'm just filming as far as I can with it before we hit the tree line, just to see if this thing turns itself off again here. We have the moon up in a shot here. So this thing's not turning itself off. But you can see the spewed line that it's left, folks. So I'll zoom out. And from me, come on, it's sitting down in that cool grass now. She's trying to hide from the sun. Come on, Chuck. So from me and him and her, I'll see you on the next video, folks.